So this mare's going to be for sale. Might put her up June, July time. Really want to get to know her and put her through her paces so I can find the right home for her. So this is her first video, and I want to go through sort of signs, energy, and go through all my tools I use and what I'm looking for. That's really what I wanted to do with this video. Because just going through like the clinics I do, what's really highlighted to me is people don't realise what they're doing, and they're missing loads of signs. They're just not paying attention to the horse and what the horse is saying. So I'm going to use her to sort of go through some of this stuff. Yeah, so I'm going to just brush her first. What are you doing? What are you doing? And see what happens. There's one thing that she doesn't like. I am on the pivot today, so it might go a bit wrong. It doesn't like the horse one, so I've got to put it on the body thing. So there's one thing. So I just threw the rope round her neck, and she sort of got a head up, didn't she? Again, observing. I might just loosen that off a bit so there's no pressure on her halter there. I want her to stand. She usually does stand, but I've already brushed her. So I'll just put the rope on, just for the sake of this video, in case she wanders off. So as you can see, she's pretty sweet. I can touch her anywhere. She doesn't preface. She likes to be cuddled and rubbed. She's very, very friendly, okay? She doesn't mind her ears touched. So let's see if we can stir her up. Let's try the second string first. Back. So I'm like aware of everything. Like I said, I'm aware. What's she doing? She's walking forward. Where's she going? She might be readjusting. Now, when I go to push her back in a minute, I'm gonna be very mindful of how heavy she feels on here on the halter. So that was nice. I went to just touch the halter. She gave her nose. She knew I was going to go back. So I'm thinking back. And I'm thinking light. Literally my hands are like this. I'm not even holding it. So there, she gave, but I wanted to go back. There's a foot. There's a foot. There's a foot. Okay, good. That was nice. So, her thing is she likes to just sneak off a little bit. So if she wasn't on the halter at the moment and something was coming, like she knows, she sees this in my hand, she knows what I'm going to do with it, she might just sulk off. She doesn't run off or anything, but she sort of goes, ooh, don't really want to participate in that. So, and her thing is she likes to freeze, which isn't a bad reaction. So if there's something she doesn't like, she might do a bit of a, but then she'll just freeze. She doesn't run off or do anything silly. So let's just turn her a little bit for the camera. I've worked on already the shoulders and the hide and stuff with her. But see, then she put me, look, she's going to leave now. Put her back where she was. So that's already a bit of anxiety building up. She knows what I'm going to do with this. And she's always saying I don't really like it. Right, that's fine. Again, I'm looking for all these signs, because these signs is what's going to save you if shit hits the fan. Right? And I'm noticing them. She'll be aware that I'm noticing them, and she'll be pleased with me being aware that I'm noticing them. So first of all, I'm going to rub her with it, because I don't want her to be scared. I have done this a couple of times with her, so she knows that's why she went to Scott Pot. Right. Okay, so she knows to keep her feet still. She's not happy about it, head's up a little bit. She's blinking now, but she knows to sort of stand and deal with it. She's sensitive, but she's a thinker, which I like. And she does like to move her feet, so she's quite forward, which again is nice. So, on from that, and we do the ground. So, I could do it in front of her, I've just got to watch, there's got loads of stuff in here. Again, you'll see her head coming up, looking away to that direction. Okay. Sort of freezing. There's a blink, but I think she's got a fly in her eye. Her lip's quite loose at the bottom, I can see, so that's a good sign. She does tend to hold her teeth, like she was grinding her teeth when I was putting the halter on her, the bridle on her, the bow on her, the side pull on her. Okay, so that's a thing she does. So a few times I've had to stick my finger in her mouth when I'm doing this. Not particularly this, but anything that she doesn't like. Okay, so good. So let's proceed. There's no bad reactions in her, she's just not sure, which is fine. This is why I want to do all this stuff with her. Yeah. So let's have a look at the tarpaulin. I'm pretty sure she'll go straight over it, but we're just going to look for signs. Is she putting her head up? Does she want to stop? If they want to look at it, bonus, let them look at it. But I'm just going to give you, I'm just going to, again, just going through stuff to see what happens. So let's have a look. I'll go from this side. And again, the trampoline, we did the trampoline as well. Okay, so I like that. She didn't stop, she went to look at it and she just followed me over. So let's drive her over and see what happens. Good. Yeah. So that was pretty good as well. Again, she drove, she didn't stop. The further away they get from you, the more rope you give them, the further away they get from you, the more ideas they'll start having for themselves. Again, this is why we work closely, and then we start building it further and further away. And that's going to assess their confidence as well. So let's have a look at the trampoline and see what she does. Again, I have worked on this stuff before, so you know, the last couple of sessions I've had with her, so she's taken them pretty well. So as you can see, there's nothing really a problem with that. She has a natural high head courage anyway, but there was nothing really she's got a problem. She's licking and chewing. There was no I use the trampoline with the babies for when I use it next to them. It's usually if they've got a problem with something like this and you're creating energy on something they're not sure of, they'll be happy to have you in their sight. But that's why I use this, is because I'll put it to the side like a mountain block and I'll start bouncing. It just creates that sort of energy that you're going to do when you get into the saddle from the ground. And some like it, some don't. But again, this is the whole reason why I'm going through all this stuff with her, to see what she likes, what she doesn't like. And it's not really what she likes, it's just what she's going to react to, okay? What she's comfortable with, what she's not comfortable with, because I need to know these things for me to be able to tell people, and for my own safety really. I'll go through all this stuff so I know what sort of reaction they're going to give me and what sort of horse they are, what sort of personality they've got, okay? And her thing is pretty good, where she does just freeze. Like she goes, oh, she panics a little bit in herself and then she just freezes, and she knows to stand still because she's an older mare, okay? So she's ridden, she's fine, not she's all right, but she's never had half this stuff ever done to her, so she's obviously thinking what's going on. So here we go. So we're going to start on this eye first. There you go. Over there a bit. Okay, so let's have a look. So first of all, obviously, what I'm going to do is touch her with it. She's had it done before. I'm personally going to avoid the ears and the top of the head at the moment because I know she's got a bridling issue. But I just won't start there, okay? So I like that, she's looking at it. So I'll let her have a look at it because I want her to think and I want her to investigate. So that was nice, instead of her usual thing of looking away and thinking in the opposite direction. Okay? Anything like that, happy for that. So here we go, so we're going to rub it on her again. Is she good with it? She's looking for it from the other side, because what I was doing the other day was I was popping it out there and then bringing it back, and she was a bit like, ooh, what's going on? Good. See, that sort of, that's right. But there's a little jump in her. Right. Good, but I'm just rubbing on her. And then we're going to create some energy with it now. See again, see she get worried, she wants to look at her face, look at her eyes, but she's not actually doing anything. That is her thing, which I quite like as well. So she's not bonkers and she's going to leg it and, you know, do a runner with you. There you go. But again, that's sort of like holding that breath thing, that freezing, instead of just, you know, I want her to do that while I'm doing this, ideally. Okay? So I might just wait. She doesn't really like things above her head. The only thing she doesn't like on the road are the train bridges, and she doesn't really, I don't think she's ever seen a train before, because that's the only thing she freaks out on. So this might upset her a little bit. She might go to move her feet because I'm constantly doing it, okay? She has no release of pressure from me just constantly doing it. But what I'm giving her the opportunity is to relax. So she's gone up there, okay? Now she's looking at it. Okay, so what I want her to do is ideally lick her lips, lower her head while this is happening. She's still frozen. Now she's picking up, so this is interesting, she's picking up on stuff over there because she's heightened, okay? She's heightened. There we go, and there's the lips. Well, let's have a little feel of that mouth. Not too bad, not as tight as it usually is. But she needs to be put through, again, I want her to relax. I don't want her freezing. Whenever something comes out, I want her to process and relax and understand that she can relax when these things are going on. Go through these motions. If you just think, oh, they're all right, like she's getting all right. She did look over there, but she's sort of got a bit softer. She's looking at that back, okay? But if you start something like this and you build their anxiety, you don't teach them to let the anxiety and the tension, release the tension and anxiety regarding whatever it is, then they'll actually get worse at it. Or you're teaching them to hold their breath and hold and not release, okay? So this is why I wanted to do this video and show signs and what you need to do if you're going to do this stuff. This is going to be making a more trustworthy horse, a more braver horse, a more confident horse, okay? And they might not be 100% with whatever you're doing in here, but what is happening is when, for me, why I do this is when I take them out on the road and they can handle all this stuff in here, one, I know what their reactions are going to be like, but also they'll have a lot better reaction than out there with whatever it is. If you do come across anything they don't like, that I've already done this training with them, okay? If I hadn't done this training, that reaction would be 10 times worse out there. Hence why I always do all this, because I always take mine environment, see different things. You know, there's nothing worse than a horse that's just been ridden in a school and never seen anything else, or a horse that's never left his paddock and never seen the real world. See, I like this, how she's coming towards me now and wanting to rest with me, okay? So that's nice. So again, all these things are time consuming, but it's worth the time that you put in. Don't ever rush things. I don't rush things. You know, some people say, what have you done? I've done 2 weeks of groundwork. Oh my God, what have you been doing? This. And it is beneficial, 100% beneficial for them. And that's why I can then do so many mad things. People might think they're mad, but because the horse allows me to do them because he trusts me. And some trust more than others. That's why some things I can do, you know, if I can stand in the saddle with the flag with some horses, and some horses I can't. So she's all tacked up now. So we need to figure out, I want to do some roping on her today. I want to do some stuff from the saddle, okay? So first of all, we need to figure out if she's going to take it. So this is always a good thing to do. I'm always belt and braces because I don't like any surprises, and I like to prepare them as much as I can for anything I'm going to do. So first of all, again, I have played with her with this. I've got on the mounting block, stood on the mounting block so I'm sort of above her head, and I've twizzled it around, made sure she's all right on both eyes when I put it the other side and I'm the opposite side to her. So I'm gonna have a little play with that for a second now before I get on her and then start doing it from the saddle. So again, I already know that she might put her head up, she's gonna freeze, so I need to do exactly what I did from the ground in the saddle to let her come down. Okay, so there's her head gone down already. Again, she's fidgeting already. We've got something out to play with. She's fidgeting. Well, mental note taken. Her head's down. She looks pretty relaxed. When you're playing with stuff like this, you need to be aware of everything. Don't ever assume that you can just get in the saddle and pick something like this and start doing it. Oh, it's all twisted. Okay, that looks pretty good. She didn't move, her eyes soft, and she took a breath. Probably didn't see that on the camera, but when I went to swing it from her side, her butt sort of twitched a little bit that way. She didn't move, but I noticed that. She's going to block me. Every time I come in there, she's sort of blocking me. What I'm saying is I'm trying to get round to her other side and she's blocking me. She's walking me and putting her head in the way. See, like that? But she's basically, that's her saying no. Okay, she blinked a bit. Let's see if she'll let me on this side now. That was better.